Hey everyone, can you believe I'm back? I have to really say I'm sorry that I took so long to come back, but I have been suffering from depression, and this has been the worst year ever. I mean, I didn't want to take a bath. I didn't talk on, well, there goes my cat. I didn't talk on the phone. I didn't, well, we couldn't go anywhere because of COVID, but you'd know he'd come in here now. But but that was fine with me because I wouldn't have went anywhere anyway. I'm not a social butterfly. Quit, Zane. And if it weren't for my husband and that cat right there that was so rude, and then my lynx, my Eurasian lynx, and my bobcat, um, I wouldn't have cared if I died of COVID. I didn't care if I caught it. Didn't matter to me, you know. Life would be better. I get to go be in heaven, be with everyone else that I love. So, um, the doctor put me on, I think it's Lexapro. Isn't that terrible? I don't even know. And I just really wasn't feeling that much better. And then he put me on Abilify. And I think that's what's making a difference. I'm finally able to kind of get around. And it kind of came at a good time because I'm going to tell you all something you're not going to believe. So don't leave. This is a God thing. My dad and my stepmom have been in the nursing home for quite a few years, probably about 3, 4 years. And where's my spray bottle? Sorry guys, my cat is not leaving me alone. Anyway, they've been in the nursing home for 3 or 4 years, and my stepmom has Alzheimer's really bad. She didn't know any of us, but she still knew Dad. And they still loved each other so much. They slept in the same bed. They held hands. They just wanted to be together all the time. Well, anyway, my stepmom, she got a UTI, but then after that, she got the COVID. And they had to move her to the COVID unit, which they had. So my dad insisted that he goes, even though he wasn't tested positive for COVID. And they let him go over there. And he came down with COVID, but he had no symptoms whatsoever. But my stepmom, she gradually got worse. Her name is Wendy, and she died November 30th. And my dad was so upset. We had went to see him and her. Well, you can't see him. You can visit them outside their window. My husband and I had went that day. And that night, or actually the 29th, that day we went to see them. And then at 8 o'clock the next morning, on the 30th, Wendy died. And my dad was distraught. So I go see him. And listen, I hadn't seen my dad in, besides the day before, which was a miracle that I had went and seen him the day before, because I was depressed. I was either really, really sick or I was depressed. I didn't go anywhere. I hadn't seen my dad in months and months, and I felt so guilty about it. But anyway, so I felt good. I couldn't believe it, and I wanted to go, and I wanted to be there for him. So I go, and I have a good day with my dad. And we talked about Wendy. We looked at some pictures. And, you know, it was a good day. And I stayed most of the day. And that's a miracle because when I go visit somewhere, I'm there maybe an hour, two at the most, and I'm gone. I want to go home. And I was there almost all day. I'm sorry I'm making this long, but the end of it is you're just not going to believe. So I went home. And then the next day, at about, it was probably about 5 till 5, I started having chest pains. Bad. It was scaring me, you know. Then I took some nitroglycerin, and finally they eased up. Then at 5:30 I get a call that my dad died. My dad died. The dad I was just with, we had a great day. He was not sick at all. He died. They found him laying on the floor. He was dead. And now what they're saying is, this is sincerely, he died of a broken heart. Because he kept saying he didn't know what he didn't want to live. He didn't want to be by himself. He wanted to be with Wendy and my mom. And you know what? God gave him what he wanted. They said that he had to die from a self-induced or self-inflicted, I don't remember which word they use, stress-related heart attack. That's just unreal. So one end I am crying my eyes out. And I'm trying to get through this without crying. Because it really is a good thing. Because what a wonderful way to die. What a wonderful way for God to answer your prayers. And I had been praying and praying for my dad. Not thinking to pray to take him home. Which is exactly what Dad wanted. But that's what happened. And when we buried him, here's Wendy's casket, here's my dad's casket. They were both buried on the same day. It was just beautiful. A beautiful love story. So I've been dealing with that. Thank you for being patient with me, telling the story. But isn't that awesome? Isn't God an awesome God? It's truly amazing. I still am amazed, and I'm still trying to make it real, I guess. But anyway, I've been doing a little bit better. I've been doing a lot of crocheting. But I was sick a lot too, and they've tested me 3 times for COVID, and I was negative every time. I mean, God's just saying it's not your time yet, Brenda. Even though I wanted it to. I was kind of like Dad, you know. It's like, I wasn't praying to God to take me, but I just soon die. Why live like this? You know, I just lay in bed all the time. That's all I did. I didn't want to wash my hair. I didn't want to take a bath. I didn't want to talk on the phone. I just wanted to be with my husband and watch my cats and play with them, and that's it. So, anyway, and 2, I wasn't making tapes because, you guys, I would be sitting here crocheting, and I would wake up and I was crocheting, but I had lost some stitches because I guess my hands fell. And same thing, I'd be eating, and I'd fall asleep. I've spilled coffee on me twice because I just would fall asleep. And I think maybe my antidepressant, I think it said it causes drowsiness. But on the other hand, I've been diagnosed with mild narcolepsy, and I don't know if it's just getting worse or what. But I haven't driven in so long because I would fall asleep if I drove more than 5 miles. So anyway, I'm finally feeling like I'm doing better. And so I've been doing things like I've been crocheting, and I'll show you my whips here in a minute. But I made like a 7-layer salad. That is really good. You ought to Google that. And I made banana pudding, and I made a lemon cake. My husband is a dessert eater. I'll eat maybe one piece of whatever I fix, but I really don't care to eat much of desserts. But that's all I've been fixing, because that's what my husband likes. And then I fixed a cherry pie dump cake, and I fixed some other stuff. So I knew I was kind of going on the uphill of getting better. And there's some days I think, oh wow, I'm starting to feel normal. And then later that day I'd feel that gloom feeling. And I'd just be so disappointed. But I just kept hanging in there. But now I can finally, like I'm on here, and I can finally say, I really feel like I'm doing better. Keep me in your prayers, would you please? I'm so tired of being depressed. It's depressing. It runs in my family. That's what's so sad. My brother's going through it now, the one that has cancer, but you can't hardly blame him. So anyway, pray for him too. He has stage 4 kidney cancer, which is, it's terminal. But he's doing real good right now as far as the cancer, but he's getting back to being depressed again. And I'm sure it has to do with Dad. Him and Dad were really close. So with the cancer and Dad, I'm sure that it's rough on him. So on my whips, let's see here. What do I want to show you first? Oh, my favorite color is yellow. See, I got an ink pen here. It's yellow. And my cozy cup I made is yellow. If I can get something in yellow, I'm going to get it yellow. And then my pastor that was praying for me, look, he made me this. Or he didn't. I think it was his wife did. A cross. And I hang it on my string that comes from my light up there. Oops, I can't even do that right. There it is. And that has really helped me focus and say little prayers and stuff. But anyway, so the first one I want to tell you about is by Creative Grandma. And it's called the Mosaic Granny Square. Hers was done in blue shades. But, I like yellow. So, see how that's going to look? What do y'all think? Is it going to be like too much? I figure I'll get it done by springtime, and it'll kind of go with the season. But see, I started out and I made just a bunch of just the white part. And then I went back and I did the pale yellow, a bunch of them. And then now I'm doing the yellow, finishing up on the yellow, and then the gold. I find I don't get so bored, and I don't want to give up when I break it up like that. So that's, and I used a 5.5 hook. And that was Creative Grandma's Stitch of the Week. It was stitch number 91. Okay, and then a friend of ours came over, I'm sorry, I have to chew gum. The medicine I take makes my mouth so dry. He wanted a scarf. So, this is what I'm making. It's made out of that burnout yarn. This is not even half done, but it's about like 6 feet long. And this one is by Creations Misfit. And it's called the Distinguished Leonard Scarf. The Distinguished Leonard Scarf. It says how to crochet quick and easy bulky scarf. So that's that. And then, over here, this is called the Scrappy Blanket. It's a crochet tutorial by Julie Knotts. And I use 2 strands. I use scrappy yarn. I use 2 strands of yarn on that. Can you tell see how that folds over? And then it goes down. Let me get over here so I can show you. I know I'm not videoing very good. I wish I could figure out how you could switch it around while filming. I know people can do that, but I tried it and it didn't work on my phone. And it's the latest iPhone 11. There's probably something I'm not doing right. So anyway, I got that done. And then I made these a long time ago, but now I'm trying to get them up. See, I have this. This is a rod that goes above, yellow. The rod that goes above my window. And then I'm putting these flowers up. I gotta stitch them together now. I got 2 windows. That's why I have so many. See, I've got a box of them. See, it's gonna look like that. Only a 1 pane window. So I gotta get that going. And then one more thing. Let me move my stuff. This was the Spiral Granny Square by Krista Patel. Can you see it? I'm still working on it. It's going to keep growing. I want to make it as big as my bed. Okay. So that's it. Oops, sorry. Get myself back up here. This is my throne room. This is where I worship God. I have the best view out my windows of the country. We live out in the country. I watch my cats out in their cattery. I watch the birds. We got bird feeders right out here. Watch them. And I try to keep my room as cheerful as possible. Like, I have my scrap blanket down. You know, I'm using cheerful colors. So, this is where I always have my videos. I didn't show you my son's hat and my beanie hat. I'll show you next time because I don't want to walk around with this video and I forgot to get them. What else? I think that's it. Please like and subscribe. I have no idea how many subscribers I have. I didn't even look. That's what depression does to you. You just don't think clearly. And so, if you think I'm like on drugs or something because of the way I talk or look or act, I'm not. Well, I am medication, but I don't know. To me, depression makes me real slow, and I get frustrated with myself because I can't remember things, stuff like that. But I love you guys. Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for returning to watch my video. And I'm going to try to do better and do more videos because my favorite part is giveaways. And I have a bunch of giveaways set out to do. So hang in here with me, okay? I love you. Bye.